I've just slightly changed the layout. As you can see, the two lights there. Moved the microphone from there to there. Stretched the wire. So I'm hoping it all comes through okay. Hey Gary, how you doing? Please do let me know if the sound and the audio quality is okay. Whenever you mess around with things often go blup. So great to have you all here. Monday, Imran, Web Squadron. Hope you're all alright. Hey Gary. So I've basically just changed it a little bit with getting in. I've moved the light that was behind me and I've moved it to now be over there. And then I got another one and put it over there. Just to kind of be a little bit different. I mean, I can turn these lights off as well. Just to kind of get an idea of what it looks like when they're off. There we go. And if I turn this one off as well. There we go. So, we can have the lights off. In fact, I've got this light on as well over here. So we can either go for like, just like, you know, in fact, we'll go for a chilled out. We'll go for the chilled out look. This is the chilled out look, right? This is like the proper chilled out zone. So everything is just kind of nicely off. There's a light on me there. But that's about it. That's proper chilled out. Hey, Maddie, how are you doing? Maddie, by the way, are you okay? And if you're not okay, Maddie, I have got time to look at that later on today. So, Maddie, did you manage to do that thing with your code snippet? Please do let me know, and I hope everything was all right. Hope you're all okay. It's been a bit of a weird morning, really, in that, again, I have not got as much stuff done as I wanted. I'm in the process of managing some client requests and just fine-tuning what I'm going to be delivering in tomorrow's LinkedIn webinar, which if you have not signed on for, please go and sign up for. But yeah, please don't forget to hit like as well. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you're all going to find it really, really useful, mainly because it's very difficult. There's no magic bullet on how to attract clients, but I'm going to give you some really hardcore, cool, kick-ass strategies that I think a lot of you are not implementing. And the reason I know that is because a lot of you that I am connected with on LinkedIn, I've noticed that you're not doing the stuff I'm going to be talking to you about tomorrow. I've got myself into a little bit of a tit for tat with Publer. So Publer I still use, and I still recommend using Publer. I put out a video on Saturday saying I wasn't impressed by their AI assist. Maddie, why don't you email me the login for your SiteGround, and in 1 hour, not 1 hour, in 1.5 hours after I finish the live chat, free of charge, okay, free of charge, Maddie, I will log in and I will go to your thing, do that config thing, and then I will then ensure that particular code snippet you added is removed. Okay, Maddie? So why don't you email me with your SiteGround login, and I will do that for you in 1.5 hours, okay? Out of the goodness of my heart. Is that okay, Maddie? It's not often I do this, okay? But every now and again, because all of you are my regulars, you're my friends, if I know there is something I can do that's not going to take me too long and all of that, I don't mind doing it. Yeah, do you know something, Gary? I actually fell out of love with LinkedIn as well. And it was in the last year I rekindled that love. So in fact, it was December 2021. I started using LinkedIn a bit more. And the results have been damn good. Okay, nearly 65 to 70%. 7 out of 10 of our clients are coming from... Hey, Dave Den, how you doing? 7 out of 10, 70% of our clients are coming from LinkedIn. And when actually, let me change that. Let me change the wording for that. That's not true. 70% of interested clients are coming via LinkedIn. So we get word of mouth. 9 times out of 10, your word of mouth referral convert without much effort because it was a word of mouth referral. So they're already kind of ready to work with you. They've heard good things. They know what the price range might be based on someone's previous work. Hey, Mark, but when you think about clients on LinkedIn, because they approach you without you ever contacting them, they literally come and find you. Not all of them are going to convert after you have further discussion, but 70% of what I call cold clients that come in that have approached us from a word of mouth, or they've seen a video, or they found us on LinkedIn or whatever, or they saw something they liked, 70% of them, okay, are coming via LinkedIn. Not all of them will convert, but you got to bear that in mind. So it's a statistic that has surprised me a little bit, to the point where, and I'll talk about this tomorrow as well really, really quickly, in the interest via Instagram is practically zilch now. And I think a lot of that is because unless you're involved in like the beauty industry or personal training, fitness, all of that, you're not going to get much. Health, beauty, fashion, glamour, fitness training, that's your Instagram, right? Even to an extent, your TikTok as well. That's really your TikTok and your Instagram crowd. You can get lucky with TikTok, if you do logo designing and stuff as well, you show off what you can do. But that's your Instagram. Your Facebook is more about nurturing and getting involved with people in forums. But if you really want to kind of spread yourself to the point where people find you, LinkedIn is the place to be. There is obviously lots of, absolutely, John, absolutely, image. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't fit, the whole glamour look, it doesn't really work. If you don't fit the Love Island look, if you don't fit that persona, it doesn't always work well for you. But as far as, what was I saying? But LinkedIn, there are cons to it. LinkedIn has become a little bit of a, oh, look at me, look at what I've done, look what I've achieved. It has become a bit of that, but you don't get involved in that, okay? You don't get involved in that side of things. So Maddie, once I get your details, okay, in about an hour and a half, I will jump on and have a look at that. So back to Publer. Publer have introduced AI Assist. So if you now go over to Publer, and I'm going to show it to you over here on screen. I'm going to show it to you on the screen. Shimon. Right, let me show it to you on screen. Okay. In fact, you can't even see me properly, can you? Right. So let me just move the mic. When you go to Publer now, right, there is an item over here called AI Assist, and you can use this to generate your posts. You can put in a sentence and it gives you a whole load of stuff. The problem with AI Assist, okay, is that they allowed people to use it for 20 times. For 20 times for free. After that, they now say you got to pay for it. You got to upgrade to the business plan. So even though you're on a premium plan, you now got to upgrade to the business plan, which is a massive step up in cost if you want to use it. Now, I went back to them and I said, and I did a video on Saturday, and I even sent the video to them to basically say, you can get AI for free on Bing AI, ChatGPT, TinyWow, Bertha AI. There's all these places we can get it. There's no point saying to people, if you want it, you got to pay for it. There's no sense in that. And what they basically came back to me no, we're happy to do that. That's our business model. We're happy to do that. Now that is their business model. And I am still going to be using Publer. I am still going to be promoting Publer as a brilliant social media marketing tool. It is brilliant. But from a business model point of view, right? And I'm just going to show you what the prices are, okay? Let me just show you what are the prices, right? Okay, so here's the prices, okay? Would you pay double to get the AI Assist bit? Would you pay double? Remembering that I could easily... It's really cool when you got a massive screen like mine, but I can have Publer open, I can have ChatGPT open. I can generate my post, copy paste. Why would you double up your recurring outgoing for that? Like, seriously, would you do that? Would you double up from £8 to £16? Like, what's that, $10 to $20? Would you double up just so that you could generate words? Would you do that? And I said that to them. I said that to them. And they were a bit cocky back with me. I have to be honest, right? They were a little bit sarcastic when they were coming back to me. And I was like, okay, fine. But I'm just telling you, you got TinyWow, you got Bertha, you got Bing AI, you got ChatGPT. We'll have the Bard, Google, Chrome, Monolith, Megalith coming out, whatever, Why would you do that? Anyway, just back to some of the comments that are coming in. I know, John. Believe me, John, I don't fit that Love Island look either. Hi, Paul Lott. By the way, Paul Lott, nice to see that you've changed your image. I'm sure that's a new avatar. And yes, you're right. I have not seen you in ages. I've just changed it again. Basically, so I do have these now like separate lights over here as well when it comes on. When I turn this light on as well. But for now... Sorry, I've got to turn these off. Just wait a moment. I've always got to position the remote in a certain location to make sure I get them. And I've also turned off this light as well for now. Just for energy purposes. But when I do the webinar tomorrow, they will be on. But for now, we've just gone for the slightly like cozy fireplace kind of in a log cabin look. Erling, AI generated a code for you to remove all Divi shortcodes, clean site. One thing AI does not do well is generate codes. No, it doesn't. And a video that I'm putting out next week is you've got to be super careful about some of the codes that are generated by AI, ChatGPT, anything like that, because they can very quickly close your site or affect it. Or it could be that the code works on one site and it works. You put the same code on another site and it doesn't work and your website crashes out. And it's literally because there might have been a plugin. There might have been something somewhere that just kind of made it not work properly. So the way to get around that is to always make sure you take a backup before you start adding in any AI-generated codes. Harish, how you doing? I'm wondering, is there a way to prevent someone from finding out which plugin... yeah, there are. I looked at this a while ago, and then I forgot what I did. But if I'm really honest, my question back to you, Harish, is why would you want to do that? So here's my question. Why would you want to do that? Because I actually get annoyed when someone contacts me and they go, we don't like our developer, we're at loggerheads with them, right? We don't talk, we're not communicating very well. And then I say, okay, share your URL, because they've got no admin access. I put the URL into like plugin detector or theme detector or whatever, or scanwp.net, and I get zero results. I get zero results because they've gone and done something where everything is locked down, to the point where the only way I know it's a WordPress website is when I go and right-click and inspect and whatever. Now, there are ways you could go about and try and get it, but it takes a whole lot longer. And I have to say, I hate it. Because I often feel like, why are you hiding it? Why are you hiding it? Okay, you could say from a security aspect, if someone knows that this website is running a vulnerable plugin, someone might use a backdoor to get in. So I understand that. That is true. You can't deny it. That is true. However, I still feel like a little bit like... look, if you go to Google, you do a search, you'll find a solution. If you go to ChatGPT, you'll find a solution. So there will be stuff out there, but I don't actively use anything like that. And I have to be honest, most of my clients, they don't request it, maybe because they didn't know it was available, but it's not something I rush out to say, right, let's do that kind of thing. Neil, Breakdance is doing great. What's your opinion about it? Hey Neil, Breakdance does seem to be moving. It's a mover. It's doing well. It's getting a lot of support. People like it. How well is it actually doing? I don't know. Is it increased in sales, popularity? I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done any statistical graphical charts of how many like their community on Facebook. Does anyone know if their community on Facebook is growing at a steady rate? Was it suddenly shot up? Or was it stagnating? I don't know. My only issue is, and I think you're going to find that a lot of influencers on YouTube, I'm not going to name them, but there's quite a few. I can easily tell you 10 if I wanted to right now, which I won't. I'm never ever going to do a video about breakdance. Mainly because we don't feel right about how their PR machine works. We don't like how they've treated some Oxygen developers and users. We don't like the way they market themselves. And there seems to be this strategy where it's like, look, if you put something out and you're really good, you talk about what you're good at. What you don't do is promote yourself as Elemental is shit. We're better than Elemental. That kind of strategy I don't like. But you are right, Neil. It is moving. It does have a lot of support. That being said, though, Elemental has done some really good stuff in the last 6 months. I'm just readjusting myself on my seat. Oh, got a hot water bottle here. Elemental's done some really good stuff in the last 6 months. I am a little bit worried. I'll come back on to why I'm worried about the Elemental improvements. Don't forget to hit like. We've only got 8 likes at the moment. So yeah, there's been good improvements. So a lot of the good stuff with breakdance. Is it enough for me to go, right, I'm going to go learn breakdance? Now, you know, the breakdance infrastructure and all of that, that's up for debate. The bricks infrastructure is currently being debated because now we do have less updates. That being said, the updates coming do seem good, but we do have less updates. We know that it's, you know, Thomas and someone else. I don't think there's any other developers behind the scenes. There may be the odd bits here and there. So I know some people are a little bit worried about what's the longevity of bricks. Breakdance, you could say the same a little bit there as well. They've advertised for further developers and stuff, so they obviously are moving in the right direction. But that being said, Elemental is still a beast. It still has, you know, like a huge portion of the WordPress market, let alone the WordPress market, not the website market. But why am I a little bit worried about where Elemental is going? No one yet has come back to challenge me because I've put it in a few places now. I've said I'm really looking forward to the Elemental post filter, loop post filter, but it better not just be the categories taxonomy. It's got to do the products, attributes, custom fields. You've got to give us something that is so much better or as good as what you already get in bricks and breakdance. Now, absolutely, Erling, we don't need regular updates. It's just some of the updates did seem to be slowing down a bit compared to what we were told, like, we might be getting. But like I said, bricks, you know, they are moving in the right direction. And we've got the mobile menu builder coming out. So that's something to really look forward to. Let me just check the comments. Absolutely, John. ChatGPT is a powerful place to go. The only problem with ChatGPT is how up to date it is. Right? If you're still using ChatGPT 3.5, which is what we currently have, unless you've upgraded to 4, it's still September 2021. And you kind of go, come on. We've got to make that as real time as possible. Carapace, Mega Menu still alpha. You can wait. Yeah. Hey, Carapace, how you doing? Hey, well, there's two lights. There's two lights, Alex. So there's a light over there, and there's a light over here. And I've turned this light off, by the way. I've turned this light off. I had to blink then. I've just turned it off just so we have a bit more of a cozier feel in the room at the moment. Of course, I get the really nasty light reflection on my eye, but that's because of the angle I'm sat at the moment. I do need to move this to be something like... Let me just angle this away. There we go. Can you see the light? What happens when you move it with the light actions? So I'm just going to go with something like that. There we go. How you all doing? Unlock Lord, how you doing? Take care, Erling, and I hope to see you tomorrow at our webinar. If you're not there, you got to sign up. You're going to miss out so much amazing stuff, okay? And remember, this webinar is completely free. I'm just going to get the link and paste it down here. It's a completely free webinar. There is no LinkedIn upsell here, okay? There is no LinkedIn upsell. I'm not going to do this webinar and go, right, do you want to book a one-to-one to talk more about your LinkedIn profile? Book me in. Do you want me to help you out with your profile and with stuff like that? Book me in. Do you want to join a course where we're going to help you to get 20 clients a week? None of that. And anyone out there that does those kind of courses, and there are people that do that, they're talking absolute rubbish. How can you be trained to achieve 10, 5, 20 new clients? Like, really? Like, how does that work? And there are people out there, what they do is they do like a 5-day LinkedIn challenge. You do it over 5 days. And I go, why are you dragging out the time to show you all this stuff over 5 days? Which is why we have got it compressed into a 1-hour supernova webinar. Okay? Hardcore facts. Dave, the mega menu just came with free 12. So yep. I mean, the mega menu with Elementor is really, really good. If you've not Carapos, I know you won't Carapos, okay? You would die if you had to do it, but the mega menu in Elementor is really good, but there is a problem with it. My problem with the Elementor mega menu, and I'm still trying to work out how to do it, is when you hover over the mega menu, it slides down. I want to find a way to make it slide up or left or right. Dave, if you've got any ideas, let me know, okay? So it almost is like a pop-up off-canvas menu almost. So you hover over it and the menu comes in like that, or like that, or like that. At the moment, it's always down. And I need to play around with that a bit more and hopefully find a solution. Polo, do you prefer bricks or Elementor? At the moment, I have to be honest. If we go back 6 months ago, I was moving from Elementor to bricks. I really was. I was going, whoa, I feel like I can do more. The moment Elementor started bringing out the loop features, I now find myself more Elementor. That's the truth. I will still use bricks, but I'm more likely to use Elementor at the moment. If it's a WooCommerce shop, I'm definitely using bricks. WooCommerce, definitely bricks because of the inbuilt filter system that you get in there. Ive Van, I saw that you say it on the Global Elementor Guru and we still have to wait. But yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry. Do you mean like the post filter, Ive? Sorry for coming late back to you. But if you're referring to that, yeah. It's got to do more than just category. And people are telling me, no, it will just be category. And I'm like, no, you do that. And it's pointless. It really is a pointless filter. No, it's not pointless. That's stupid. Because we don't have a proper good filter system yet for the loop grid builder. So no, it isn't completely pointless. But really knock it out the park, Elementor. If you're listening, Elementor, knock it out the park. Give us something that is going to make us get super bloody excited. Akshay, how can I create a dynamic... Okay, look, Akshay, if you keep posting repeatedly, it pisses me off and it pisses everyone off. So don't do that, okay? I'm telling you now, don't do that, all right? You're not going to get it. No one's going to want to answer if you do that. So your question is, how do I create a dynamic sequence of images? Well, why don't you go and use scroll sequence, like a plugin? Why don't you use fade in and fade out, scrolling motion effect? So if you want to do it, go and use scroll sequence, and you have an animation that plays as you scroll up and down, which is built in with images, but it does it in a really cool way. You can use it for free. Or go and use fade in, fade out, which kicks in as you're scrolling down. So your images are transparent or invisible or faded out. And as you scroll down, they fade in. And it might be a video that's playing or something like that, actually. But you don't need to ask it 4 times. No matter how late I am to reply, you're kicking yourself in the ass. In fact, everyone watching right now is kicking you in the ass, and you don't want that. Nick, how are you doing, my old friend? You got an ACF newbie question. It's not a newbie question, it's just a question. I got a site with some semi-regular events. The date needs updating. Okay, so if you've got the date as a custom field, you should be able to pull that back. Is that what you've done, though? Have you got the date as a custom field, Nick? Oh, really, Dave? You're more inclined. Wow. To use brick. That's interesting, that is actually, Dave. That is actually quite interesting. Don't worry, Akshay. Don't worry. Kishatij, how are you doing? Harish, if you've ever encountered an issue with Depictor where the sliders... I don't use Depictor. I did a video on it a long time ago. I don't actually use it. I don't use it. So my big tip to you, right, would be... go and check on the Depictor. I know this sounds like a bit of a blasé answer, and I'm really sorry about that. But go to Depictor support forum on their plugin repository page, and you might want to go in and check there. Now, it could well be, though, that have you got any optimization plugins that are lazy loading images or are delaying anything? So you might want to make sure that... it might be like a lazy load thing kicking in, maybe. Yeah, try that, okay. But double check you haven't got lazy loaded applied anywhere for your images. Also, make sure the images on your slides are WebP, because if your images are super big, that could also cause a further delay. You know, time to first byte and all of that. I mean, if it's right at the top of your page as your hero banner, pick it up and move it to middle of your page and test again. Because it literally might be that it doesn't kick in until you scroll a tiny bit. That can be a problem with sliders sometimes. Like you scroll a tiny bit and then they appear. So that definitely means then you got a lazy load going on somewhere. Yeah, absolutely, Dave. I mean, the CSS grid is a wonderful thing in bricks. However, I'm finding that I don't feel like I would have to go crazy and use a CSS grid approach with the websites that we're currently building. It's not something our clients are going to go, yeah, we got to have that. Kisachij, have you played around with Pinegrow? No. Heard about it, looked at it, not really drawn into it, if I'm honest. I'm not drawn into it yet. Maybe, look, I have such a busy schedule. Like right now, my son and wife are home, okay? I'm doing stuff, I'm working, I'm then running out to go and get my hot water bottle, run back in, move the microphone, setting up for the live chat, run out to go get my drink, and they literally see me like this. I'm not walking to the fridge like this. No, I'm like rushing over, get my drink back in, because I've got stuff I want to get done. I've got stuff here I want to get done. You know, I've got my to-do list for today. So I need like hardcore 2 days, a day here or there. If I'm really going to look into it and really go, well, do I like it or not? So I need to carve out the time. When I can carve out the time, maybe I will. So right now, as a simple answer, Kishatij, no. Unless you meant the garden. No, I've not started growing pine. Hey, Harish. Right, okay, so Harish, what you need to do then, okay, is, here's my tip, Harish. Number 1, put the depictor into the middle of the page. do you still get the issue? If you still get the issue, deactivate all of those code snippets and fast press. Do you still get the issue? If you still get the issue, go back to Depictor, the plugin, and ask them. If you don't get the issue, one by one, reactivate bits of fast press or whatever, the code snippets, until you realize which one is causing the delay. Because it could well be that one of them could be fast press. You know, make sure all the images stuff are deactivated. I don't activate them. But you might now have to go through piecemeal. Yeah, Kisha did, yeah. Cheers, John. Do you know what, John? I'm always on the go, John. I am always on the go. It's just like there's always something that's got to be done or not. And Raheem's now walking in. He's invading us. You can come in, Raheem, but you can't talk at all. No. Yeah, Polo, see you tomorrow. No, it's a live webinar. Polo, it's a live webinar. So if someone asks a question, I won't answer all of them, but if it's relevant, I will talk about it and I'll answer it if anyone asks a question. So Polo, it is not a recorded webinar. It's a live web. Have you just washed your hair? Why's your hair wet? Have you washed it? Have you got ants in your pants?
Nothing, I might go.
Okay. Dave, yeah, so I'm looking for, close the door, Raheem. I'm looking forward to the mobile menu builder. And you are right, Dave. I mean, that was for me, that was one of the biggest showstoppers I felt with the bricks. And especially with, Raheem, is the door shut? Shut the door. Go on, shut the door. Go on, yeah, that's it. Shut the door. Shut the door. Right, there we go. Yeah, that for me was like the showstopper. Like, you do all this good stuff, but the mobile menu is not there. And you feel like, for so many people that build mobile first, or how we always say, right, you got your website looking beautiful on the desktop, now go to the mobile. There were ways around it. I did some hack videos on how to get around it, but it meant a lot more work was involved. So having something built in is going to be super, super good. He is still hacking his games, Gary. He literally, every day, sometimes when I leave my room and I see him, he's literally got ChatGPT open. He's playing Minecraft and he's got ChatGPT open. He's like that. Okay, so give me the code for XYZ. And then he takes the code, pops it, like literally copy and pastes it. So he's become a bit of a coding whiz at the moment. Yeah, we should be, I mean, the mobile mega menu, we should be getting it very, very soon. But yeah, how, I forgot what I was going to say now. New financial year, have any of you dropped any services or taken on any new services? Have you dropped any services? I can definitely tell you that we don't offer hosting services at all anymore. We have legacy clients, but we don't offer it. Have you dropped any services or have you taken on any? By the way, it doesn't have to be just this financial year. It might have been since Christmas, but in the last 3 or 4 months, have any of you kind of rethought about your services that you're offering? Are you offering something that you didn't think you could do, or you were a little bit uncertain, but you are now doing it? I am now pushing more on the SEO side of things, mainly because we always did it as a desirable thing, but now I push it more, especially since okay, so let me tell you a story. So Saturday night, my brother-in-law contacts me. And I helped him with his website about a year ago. Just, here, do this, do that, whatever. He's contacted me and he kind of goes, his rank math results are rubbish. He's not getting stats, blah, 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 blah. So I told him, yeah, you need to go and connect your Google Analytics 4. And he was like, okay, so, how do I do that? And I was like, I says, right, you got to go through, do your search console. Hey, George, you got to do your sitemap. You got to do your GA4. You got to just make sure everything, your sitemap, your indexing, all of that, tickety-boo. And I need answers as well. Could you do it? And I went, yeah, I'll do it, but there's a cost attached to that. At which point he was like, but I can't afford that. And I was like, I know, but this is the same thing I get from everyone else. We offer it. We have a care plan. You don't want to take... I was quite nice about it. You know, you haven't taken out our care plan. If you take out a care plan now, it's going to be double what I quoted you last year. That's just the way life works now. So I can do it for you, but I'm going to have to fix it for you. So there's a cost attached to that time. Hey Eddie, how you doing? Kissetij is helping out his mates with conversion rate optimization. Absolutely. And I hope, and by the way, Kissetij, I hope you're not doing it for free. Even though they're your mates, you don't do it for free. You got to get some income for it, okay? If one of your mates was a builder, would he build you a house for free? Even if you pay for the tools, would they build your house for free? Not always. I know you might say, well, some do. Well, yeah, maybe. But they might still expect you to pay for coffee and tea. They might still expect you to cover the mileage or the petrol cost to get there, back and forth. So there's got to be some form of payment, right? Yeah, public holiday over here as well, Eddie. But you know what? You got to have me here. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Eddie, I've turned the lights down just so that we've got a bit more of a casual kind of log cabin relaxed look today in the live chat. But normally I'd have this light on, one of my side lights here, and then these two backlights. There's a light over there and a light over here. Normally they would be on, but I've currently got them turned off just so we have a bit more of that kind of relaxed, lovely vibe kind of thing at the moment. Are you going to crack the whip on Elementor to get rid of that? Yeah, I mean, Gary, I think a lot of us have made our voices known on this. George helped out with a code for this. I don't know how. I just don't know. I don't know. We've been very open, I think, about it. And I get this feeling like it won't change. Like there's no appetite. Elemental could really, really easily create a setting on the Elemental settings, right? You know, the back-end settings, put it in tools or wherever. And they could easily put in the option, careful, they're going to put in an option where you can enable a bit... What are you doing with your bag?
Don't know.
You don't know. They could easily put in an option where we could pop in a bit of hex code, and then that hex code could drive the color that we get, right? They could easily do that. I don't get why not. Hey, Kishatij, take care. I hope we'll see you tomorrow. I hope we see you tomorrow. So, yeah. Yeah, so George has worked on a plugin to change the color as well. So hopefully that will come out. Right. So John has said that he has revamped the price list. Good. I hope you've increased it rather than decrease it. I hope you've increased it. Yeah, I mean, the contract is very flexible. You know, it is very, very, very flexible, all right, for you to make it work for you. And we try and not... It is a long contract. I'm not going to lie. It's not a short one. But I feel like we're not, you know, overcomplicating it in a way as well. Hey, Soren, how are you doing? Yeah, so what I'll do, is, to be honest though, George, what we'll do is we'll wait for the WordPress plugin to be out, because I think it's much better to share that, because then you see when people are getting hold of it and using it, it's the number of installations and all of that. Whereas if I just give the code, it doesn't really mean much. Nick, I've created a custom date field. If I update it on a post, it updates on the page, but the other page has to system. Oh, okay. Nick, can you please post some screenshots and what you're saying in the Web Squadron Facebook group? Because you got the custom field, it updates it on the post, which is fine, but the page has the system default date. I mean, it shouldn't do that, but if you could post some screenshots and all of that. Do you get what I mean, George? It kind of works better. Don't worry, George. George, don't worry, okay? Even if it takes a couple of weeks or so, just go for it, okay? Because it's, you know, the more views you get on it as well, you wanna help its chances. Yes, it is tomorrow. It is tomorrow, 4 p.m. 3 p.m. UTC, 4 p.m. BST, British Summer Time. And I hope to see you, mate. By the way, if you go over to our YouTube channel, if you go to future scheduled videos, you can see the schedule there. It is a private video, though, okay? So the video is not going to be available to anyone. In fact, I don't even know if it's available on there for you to see. But it is on there tomorrow, and you would have had a link come to you. Make sure you put your notifications on, and we will probably send out an email sort of like 5 minutes prior, 5-10 minutes prior to starting to say, hey, don't forget the meeting's about to start, the webinar is, get in there. Hey Mel, how are you doing? Yeah, I mean, I would like to think that Elemental do something, because with all the excitement about changes in Elemental, for them do the changes they did do is a little bit of a kind of I don't want to say annoying. Yes, it is annoying, actually. It is annoying. Why am I kidding, hey? Harish, I followed the way you told me, and I found the issue with Depictor occurred when... There you go! Do you know what, Harish? I should have said that. So explicit fixed width and height will not sort out any SVG issues. Also, if you have a carousel, that one can stop your carousel working. Not always, but sometimes it can stop working. So there you go. To be honest, though, Harish, the explicit fixed width height, there is no fantastic way to sort that out. So I would say, yeah, look, weigh it up. Literally weigh it up. If the hit is too big for you to stomach, then get rid of Depictor and try something else. If you can stomach it and you know the hit is due to that snippet, then don't use the snippet. It's easy as. It's like someone saying, yeah, I like pizza, but I'm allergic to cheese. So do you have the pizza with cheese and have an allergic reaction, or do you take away the cheese, know that no one else will like the pizza, but you can eat it and you can share it, but you're not going to have an allergic reaction? So you got to kind of like look at that. That's what you got to look at. Okay, cool, Mark. Yeah, that's fine, Mark. Yeah, so it'll be set to go out hopefully an hour before then to say, hey, 1 hour to go. Go and grab a drink, go and have a shower, go and visit the toilet, wash your toes, brush your teeth, put on some clothes. Not that I'm going to see you, but I will have my clothes on. You're not meant to laugh. So yeah, Harish, I hope that helps you out, mate. Okay, sometimes you have to compromise to make whatever you want work for you. And you know, it's like Google Tag Manager. If you put Google Tag Manager in the head because you really want the full-on analytics, it hits your score. So you weigh up. Don't Raheem, carefully, you're going to knock out the Y. So do you want it on the footer, the header, or not have it at all? So it's the compromises you got to play with, okay? Compromise you got to play with. Dave says, I just wish Elemental had a proper accessibility team to do an audit. Yeah, I mean, Dave, this is one of those things where me and Paul have spoken about this quite a few times. I will be, Eddie. I will be, actually. It's because Careful, Raheem. It's because basically I'm a little bit lazy today, so I'm going to be a little bit more polished up tomorrow, okay? I'll be a whole lot more polished up. So back to what Dave just said. When Elementor brought out some stuff and made some changes, me and Paul did say, yeah, look, we're reaching out to you, Elementor. Why don't you run it by us? I know we don't speak for everyone, but if they had run it by us, would be real feedback. When they first did the beta, it was a really bright purple colour. And I did say in that video, I really don't like this bright purple colour. It's too bright, it's too bold. But now we've gone for like almost like a neon-y pink. And the trouble is that I got nothing against the colour pink, right? Nothing against it. But when it comes to branding, it doesn't work well. It just doesn't work well. The green button might be nothing to do with a client's branding, but the green button was acceptable because green is seen to be an action color. The go button, you click, you tick, you move on. You know, traffic light system. That's what it felt. The pink button, I just don't. I know it's the Elementor brand. I get that, but grey would have been enough as well. They didn't need to go that far, okay? They didn't need to do that. Well, to be honest, though, the trouble is, right, is that if you put a mega menu in an off-canvas menu, right, you have to click or whatever to open it, and then you've got to move your mouse again to hover. So what you're doing is, you click to open, hover to see the menu. Careful, Raheem, you're gonna don't knock the wires. You're gonna so you got to click to open it, hover to see the mega menu, then you got to then click again to close it. So you've added in further clicks and actions, whereas a really good mega menu is hover, interact, unhover, and it's gone. You know, really easy. What you don't want to do is click, hover, click, because that then for me defeats the purpose of why you've decided to add in a mega menu. Raheem is sat there pulling faces. Yeah, very good point, George. Very good point about that as well. About it not, I didn't actually check that out, but very good point, George. In fact, that's a really good point, and that again kind of goes down the line of like, who is signing this off? Who is looking at this and going, wow, this new color is amazing. We have to release that right now. Hit the button. Let's go live. No, come on. And I think now we've entered the arena where I don't want to go back to just green. I now want you to give us the flexibility to pick the color we want. I want black, I go black. I want charcoal, I go charcoal. I want magenta, I go magenta. You go teal. Get real. Okay? I mean, yeah, so some people did say, yeah, is it because it's a feminine color? It's not pink is not a feminine color. Pink can be used by any gender, right? And the reason we don't like it is nothing to do with it being pink. You could have put in yellow. I wouldn't like it. You could have put in a pastel orange. I wouldn't like it. You could have put in a mossy, murky, swamp thing green. I wouldn't like it. But give us that option to do it, right? Give us that option to pick what we want to pick. Okay, Raheem. Raheem's now leaving the room. Shut the door, mate. Shut the door. Shut the door. Shut the door. Never shuts it properly. Never ever shuts it properly. Anyway, it is shut now. Soren, what I don't get is why do they seem to hard... Yeah, do you know what? I mean, really, George? So someone thought the colour change was a bug. In a way, it is a bug, though, isn't it? Yeah, take care. Take care, Mark. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. He's wearing shorts, by the way, John. He loves to wear shorts. He has this fascination with wearing shorts. Dave. Even the grey and black for number values. Yeah, exactly. It's just... Yeah, I mean, by the way, George, obviously, you know, we've discussed this. Yeah, if like in a future version, I think if there's the option to let them pick the color, I mean, for now, your plugin sets it to green, which I think is a really good compromise going forward. I mean, I'm going to be really surprised if by the time we get to Elemental version 4, they stick to the pink, because it's really, look. There are some things that happen that really alienate and polarize the client base. The notes feature did. The what else was it? There was another feature that we really were like, oh god, what is this? Not the notes feature, there was something else they did. I can't remember now, but there was something Elemental did and it really polarized us all. In fact, more people hated it. And we never hear about it anymore. Do we ever hear about notes? We never hear about it. We don't hear about some stuff. This color change... Okay, look, by moving things into the top, you can live with that. We can live with that, right? It's kind of what we're kind of used to with bricks and other page builders. We can live with that. The color change, though... No. You know, the black, the dark theme. Yeah, we can live with that. But the button change... The color you now get when you highlight, no, really does not work. When you highlight a number in the padding and the margin, it just does not work. Okay, it does not work. And that is what you call a moment in Elemental's history that polarized, I think, 90% or more. Because I've come across a few people, and like 1 or 2 people have said they like it. They really like it. They're fine with it. Nearly everyone else I come into contact with, whether it's here, in the Web Squadron group, in the Elemental Global group, in the Elemental Pro group, in other places, they really, really, really don't like it. You know, they feel offended. It's literally like someone coming in. I mean, look, how many of you have got Apple machines, right? And you have the little bar at the bottom, right? So let's just pop the bar back in over here, okay? Let's pop the bar back in over here onto this screen, right? So let's just go into... by the way, I'm on a Publer page if anyone's wondering what I'm doing here. So let's just go here, right? Okay, let me just put myself on camera. So you see this bar at the bottom, right? We have the bar, okay? You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can put it on the side, you can put it at the bottom, you can switch it to another screen. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But if Apple completely modified all the icons, we'd be a bit like, but can we live with it? Yeah, okay, maybe we can live with it. If they went and changed the color scheme, let's say they made this, does Apple have an official color? Does anyone know? Does Apple, not white or grey, but do Apple have? So let's say they went for neon pink. Like proper power neon pink. And they made all of that neon pink. What would we say? Would we be okay with it? Would we get a little bit like, I'm really not liking that? You know, and I just think that this has totally polarized people. Anyway, let's not say too much about that. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though, Dave, isn't it? The murmurings are that there are no plans. Well, this is the thing, though, Dave. This is the thing, right? There are no plans. But plans can change, right? Plans can change. You are right, George. Because I tried to write some code for it, and I nearly had it. And then it kept falling over when I was trying to do something else. I mean, you've come in with your code, and we've got a fix. But now, you know, a bit of a plugin, something like that, is not a bad idea. Yeah, so, look, a bit of a funny week this week. We've got, I've got to do some prep work for a client. In some way, I am really glad that the super course is now built. There will be add-ons for the super course over the next few months. There's some other stuff I'm going to develop, but I'll do it in my own time. The super course price, did you know the super course price goes up tonight? Tonight, the cost goes up from, look, let me tell you now, the cost goes up from 125 to 185. Right? The cost goes up from 125 to 185 after tonight. Well, tonight, midnight. The coupon code does not work anymore. The coupon where you got £25 off, that doesn't work anymore, right? I'm really sorry. I've got to pull it out now. You know, I've had it out for about 3 odd weeks now. Pulled it out now. Cost does go up. So if you haven't got it yet, go get it. But that super course is going to evolve and I will be adding on more stuff. But I'm really relieved that it's done. Started building out the course at the beginning of January. Bulk of, loads of time. When you've got website work as well and videos and stuff, when you're trying to do a course as well, it gets really heavy going on the head and time pressure. So that's built. And it means I'm going to have more time to experiment. A lot of the videos I was putting out in the last 3 and a bit months were what I call safe videos. I was reinventing stuff I've already done before, re-exploring, doing something a little different. A little bit of experimentation with the loop grid, with the videos we did last week, which I hope you like. But I felt like I didn't have the time to really go out there. Now, I've had a few people approach me with brand new LMS plugins or solutions. I think I'm going to have more time. I don't want to say definitely because I have to weigh up, well, is it worth my time looking at this? But I think I'm going to have more time to, like, if it's going to take me 3 or 4 hours to really get my head around and see what's the benefit of it, I think I've now got that. And I haven't really done some in-depth bricks videos for a while, so I want to jump back in and do some more bricks stuff, especially when we get the new mobile menu builder coming out pretty soon. I did a video where I've re-explored the elemental section, columns, flexbox containers. Those videos are coming out. I want to re-look at the bricks one as well. I am starting to feel a little bit like, by the way, for all of you out there that use bricks, this is a question for the bricks users. I am really starting to feel like if I was using bricks, I most likely wouldn't use section, column, or blocks. I'm probably more likely to just use a div. So I'll just put a div in, and then I'll put another div in. Because to be honest, right, your section and your containers and your blocks are divs, right? They've just been stylized to look a certain way. And often, you put in a container and then you end up jigging with it to make it be what you want it to be. Whereas I'm now starting to feel like, do you know what? I'd rather just stick a div in and then make it look how I want. Oh, I need another block. Oh, I'll just put another div in. Does anyone else feel like that? Is anyone else coming around to the fact of maybe I'll just go with div rather than section container? So if I want to have section container block, I'll go div. Is anyone feeling like that at all? Is it just me? Am I being peculiar? By the way, I'm just going to go for a quick piss, okay? I know you didn't want to know that, but I am. I'm going for a quick piss. So, I'm going to give you a bit of music just to kick-ass you a little bit. By the way, Andrew, I don't use fancy bricks, ACSS or frames. I don't use those, but that's my question to bricks users. Would you go for div?
Oh my god, it's hot. Come in.
Out. Oh, sorry about that. Right, okay. Let's turn off the music. Hey, right. Yeah. Were you saying divs are more versatile? You put versite because they are block elements. George, did you mean versatile? Is versite a word? Is versite a word? I've never heard that word. Or do you mean versatile? Yeah. Hey, take care, Dave. Yes, that's interesting then. That's kind of interesting then. So that Andrew, you're kind of like on my kind of wavelength kind of thing about the whole the div approach, which is what I'm starting to feel myself going into. So I am going to do a video probably very soon about, you know, bricks, what the div. I don't know. What title should we go for? What the div? What the div? What the div? Is that even a good enough title? I don't know. But yeah, don't worry, George, mate. Hey, look, George, I'm telling you, George, I've been really like whacked out today with doing stuff right. And then after the live chat, back onto solid work. I have got loads I need to do. I also need to make sure that when I do, I've got to make sure I time the LinkedIn webinar. I don't want to rush stuff. I want to leave enough time to answer questions as well. Hey, Jimmy, how are you doing? How's your partner? How's your dog? Kevin? Absolutely, El Chanel, and that's the thing you see in it. Why I feel like whenever you add like bricks section containers, you spend time undoing stuff or adjusting it, right? Whereas if you just add in a div, you now decide, right, is this going to be a flex div, for instance? Is this going to be a grid div? You know, you get to decide what you're doing, and then you work it the way you want to work it, right? So, you know, there's pros and cons and good ways and bad ways to do so, but I want to play around with it a little bit and just form a little bit of a different strategy for how you can create your sections or divs in a way. Well, okay, I'll tell you what, let's put the music back on, okay? And I did used to have it kind of like, I don't know, tell me if you can still hear the music. Can you still hear it? Like right now there, the music is on in the background, okay? Can you hear the music? Is it annoying? Is it too loud? Is it not loud enough? It's going to be very faint, and I bet you can hardly hear it. There you go. What if I go with something like that? So let's just see what you feel about that playing in the background. Is it annoying? And if it's annoying, I won't have it on. Because obviously I don't want to annoy people. Eddie says it does disturb. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I think that music when I'm talking can be a bit of a distraction. Don't worry, Eddie, I've turned it off now anyway. Stuff like that. Oh, did he? Do you know what, Jimmy? I think his video came out yesterday. I saw it. I haven't actually watched it yet. But yeah, I feel like I'm more around the fact of divs and divs in the way I do it. That's quite weird, really. You couldn't hear the music at all. Yeah, that's interesting. I need to kind of put some headphones in and play back what you guys can and cannot hear. But I've got stuff to get on this afternoon. I want to just double check something. I was going to share a tool for you all to use, and I've now realized it's not a good tool to use. And by the way, anything I suggest in tomorrow's webinar, you can do for free. Okay? Everything I'm going to tell you is for free. The only cost is your time. And if you are very careful and passionate about your time, you can make this work for you. All right? Hey Dave, how are you doing? It's a weird one, really. It's a weird one with the music in the background, especially if... So I know some of the viewers, right? They've told me that when they're... like George, for instance, he's working and I might be in the background. But someone's told me that they're working... They've got me in the background talking, but they also have some light music of their own playing as well. Very faint. So if I start to play music as well, I could be... Because like, I can't see what you're all doing. I can't see what you're wearing or not wearing. Scary, scary, scary. Right? So it's kind of like... I wouldn't want to pee you all off, basically. Hey, Anne, how are you doing? There you go. There you go. Anne, that's what I was getting at. The triggering, right? The triggering. Anne, I think you can probably... I don't know if you've just jumped in or if you were listening to earlier, but we were all, you know, we were talking about the color buttons that Elementor have gone with, and George Nicolau made a really good point about how that pink color was not, you know, was not a good accessibility color. You know, I'm not confident that Elementor are going to revert or allow users to change the color, but I would like to hope that they do that going forwards. Raheem is back here again. He won't stay out the room. Keeps coming in, keeps going out, keeps coming in and keeps going out. Yeah, don't worry, Anne. Hey, Nikki, sorry. How are you doing? I'm doing really well. I hope that we're going to get loads of you signed up to join the LinkedIn webinar, which is tomorrow. It's finally here. It is tomorrow. And I don't know why. Raheem, look, he's just waving his hands. I don't know what he thinks he's going to achieve by doing that. I don't quite understand this boy anymore. Have you eaten? Have you finished what you're eating? Okay, good. Dave is working with headphones and listening to me. Yeah, so you know, if you're working away, I don't want to like confuse you. Yes, Anne. I mean, I would have thought, Anne, and again, this is something we did talk about earlier, is that me and Paul, we did mention on one of our live chats that they must have an in-house team that makes these decisions, but reach out to real users, people that have their finger on the trigger, right? People who can talk to their user base as well and sound out, what do you think about this? Don't talk about it publicly, but what do you think about this? And I'm a little bit surprised maybe that they haven't reached out to you. Do you know what I mean? I'm a little bit surprised that with your influence and how you've been very supportive and creative with the Elemental group, I would have hoped that they had reached out to you. So again, this is one of those things where, like, I often reach out to the Web Squadroneers on the Facebook group or somewhere, or even on private. Sometimes I only let some people know in private. What do you think about X, Y, Z? What if we change things? What if we do this? Do you think there's a need for these videos? You know, is this too much? Is this too little? Try and get a feeling. I have a pretty good idea of what works and doesn't work. I've seen when I've done stuff and it's backfired and I go, right, I won't do that again. I've seen that. But I feel like the same mistakes keep occurring over and over again. And, you know, I just feel like they need to broaden basically their not user base, the user group, right? It is, if me and Paul and you, Anne, did not like it, it doesn't rest on just us. They can still go ahead with it. But what they should do then is go, why did Anne not like it? Why? Was she having a bad day? Did she not understand the brief or what we're achieving? Has she got a point? And if she's got a point, what can we do to satisfy them? I was pumping out reports Tableau, interactive, presentations, you name it. Standing up in front of events and conferences, talking to doctors and hospital staff about what they need to do. I would sound it out with other people first, you know, or if I was going to bring out a brand new report, I had a user group of 5 or 6 lead GPs. Right, is this working for you? No? Okay, what don't you like? Oh, you want that changing? That's not clear enough. Okay, before you do a full-blown launch, you don't just launch it. And because we have no idea, and by the way, when we were launching out to say 200 general practitioner surgery practices in Leicestershire, they knew that when it came out, this has gone through me and these 6 other GPs. So you got any issue with it, you don't just aim it at me, you aim it at them as well. All right? Because we came up with what we think was good. I have no idea who made the final decision over this. Who is the user group? Is it like a bunch of people on Fortnite? I don't know who the user group is. I'm just saying. But I am still excited about what Elemental are doing. Make no bones about that. I'm still excited about what Elemental are doing. I really hope they nail the post filter though. Please hit like if you've not hit like already. Yeah, so Ive says the section element provides more semantic. Well, that's the thing, Ive, okay? I need to just do a bit of a check and a test of what are you losing or what not. So can you go div, div, div? Or can you go section div, div, div? Do you get what I mean? So I just want to double check that before I go and do a video on that. And we'll call it what the div or something like that. Thank you, Nikki. I'm really glad that video worked for the tab. Well, that's the thing, isn't it, Anne? It's a bit like what I was saying earlier, Anne, right, is that the notes feature and a few features, we're going back 6 or 7 months ago, were really flat. No one asked for it. No one was excited about it. All the loop stuff is brilliant. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Right? All the loop stuff is really good. This color change has really polarized, you know, a lot of people. And it's like, why would you do that? No, don't worry, Jimmy. Look, to be honest though, Jimmy, it's always good to go for what you want to go for, right? And that's the way it is. And I always say this, like just because everyone else is wearing Reebok and you want to wear Adidas, you wear Adidas. Just because everyone wants to go to Pizza Hut but you want to go Domino's, you go Domino's. Unless it's a joint thing, you know. But if you were on your own, you wouldn't walk into Pizza Hut because now you don't have to worry about anyone else. You'd go into Domino's because you like Domino's, right? So always go with your gut and what you like doing it. George, that's a really good point though, and that's where my thinking is, you see. You know, like doing divs alone can actually not be a good thing for you. And I think that's what I'm trying to experiment with, and I'm trying to form it out in my head. Kind of like what's a good approach to put out there. That's a nice little coming together there. Jimmy and Anne, they last met at WordCamp last year. Do you know something? I am so out of touch with stuff, right? I did not realise that Star Wars Celebrations was in London this weekend. I did not know that. I should have known that. I follow Star Wars so much. Somehow, I let it slip off my radar that Star Wars Celebrations was in London this weekend. If I had known, I would have taken Raheem. Me and him would have gone. And I'm a bit gutted that I did not know that. How could I let that slip? How could I let that slip? Right? If you have not signed up for the webinar, and by the way, if you have signed up, sorry that I keep posting it here. It's in case there's any new viewers that have not signed up, please go over. I hope to see you all at the webinar tomorrow. By the way, some of you have asked me, is there going to be a replay? Yes. The day after, the following day, the replay link will go out. I would always say you're better to be there live for 2 reasons. Number 1, you get to join in the conversation. So if you want to ask a question, I could answer it or someone else might answer it. Number 2, well, that's literally it. There is no number 2. It's just that, be live. Because you get to join in. And, well, in a way, there is a number 2. There will probably be discussions about what we talk about in the webinar on the Web Squadron Facebook group afterwards. People might go, well, Imran, can you clarify that? And what was this? And, you know, I've tried this and it's not really working for me. Or how much more do I need to do? Or can you check out my profile? And you might not fully get it. And that's why I'm saying be live is much better. But if you're not live, don't worry about it, because you can watch the replay. You'll get a email that will come out the following day about the replay. Will I post the replay? Will I post it on YouTube? I don't know. Should I? Shouldn't I? There's an argument for and against that, right? Don't worry, Gary. Don't worry. Wednesday, you'll get the replay link for it, okay? And you can watch it in your own time. So you're not losing out, Gary, okay? You're not losing out, all right? And I want that to be really, really clear. Hey, Andrew, I want everyone to understand that, all right? I don't want you to feel that you got to be there live if you can't make it. You got friends, you got family, you're eating, you're working, you got clients. You have lives. You know, you don't drop your life for a webinar. Well, you do if it's my webinar. You drop your life completely. You come back in the afterlife. But the replay will be there for you, okay? Nice one, Soren. Hope to see you there. Don't worry. Well, yeah, Eddie. So part of me wanted to make the webinar public. But there's a bigger part of me that says no, because you got to sign up for it. You got to be part of it. If you make it public, then if we do another webinar in 2 months' time or 3 months' time, once a quarter, people won't turn up for it or sign up because they know it's always going to be live. And you're absolutely right, Eddie. There is the thing about exclusivity. I think we do enough that we just give away for free anyway. I mean, the webinar is free. You know, don't get me wrong. But I mean, we just put stuff out there, public consumption, right? The live chats, the videos we do and stuff like that. Hey, Dipanshu, how you doing? Dipanshu, I'm only going to be live for 5 more minutes. I'm giving you all a 5-minute warning, okay? I'm only going to be live for 5 more minutes, and then I'm shooting off. Yeah, ChatGPT 6, probably. Most likely. Just checks if there's any questions come in. Soren, I must be blind. Can you post a link to your clamp page? Yes, I can. So let me get the clamp page. I've just got to... I should have this saved, actually, as a... I should have this saved on my desktop, which I keep forgetting to do. But let me just get you the link for this. Just wait a moment. There we go. Right, just shorten out that video. Here is the... Oh, it's not working. Oh, why has it done that? Sorry. I'm going to one of my videos to go get the link, and what I've gone and done is clicked on the advert that played right before. And at first I thought, hang on, I've been hacked. Why is Hostinger coming up here? But anyway, here's Soren. Let me just get this for you. Soren. So there is the link. Oh, I'm not going to swear. I am not going to swear, okay? I swear I am not going to swear, but I feel like I'm about to swear. Because... just bear with me, alright? Let me just get the font clamp calculator for Soren. I mean, what you can do is just go do a search for the video as well. That's probably going to be easier, but let me get you the link. Let me get you the link. Let me get you the link. I can't believe how long this is taking me just to get you a damn link. Here we go. Right, there we go. There's the link. Right. There we go. There's the link. Right, there's the font clamp calculator generator thingy-midgy. Yeah, take care, Michael. Absolutely, Eddie. I mean, it is about, like, at the moment, we've got close to 400 people that have signed up for the webinar. So it's not thousands and thousands, but it is about 400 people have signed up. I don't think all of them are going to turn up, if I'm really honest. I would love it if we get 3/4, 300 turning up would be amazing. I think we're going to get a few. I don't think we're going to get a huge amount, but we'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it is. Yeah, Soren, save it down, okay? Save it down somewhere. Take care, Jimmy. Catch up with you later. Or whenever. Go and stroke the dog. Okay, we are down to a 2-minute warning now, okay? And then I'm going to basically just crack on with some other stuff like that. Hey, take care, Gary. Great having you here as always. You're always here from the start. Love having you here. You take care, okay? And enjoy the rest of your day and stay safe. I wonder if Elemental are listening to us about the whole colour thing. You know, are we going to get some big grand announcement? Surely they must be, right? Surely they must be going, oh, you know what? We dropped it. We dropped a clanger on this one, everybody. We've got to sort this out. You know, I really hope they do that. But yeah, later on today, I am going to go and just have a quick play with bricks again with the whole div thing. It's one of those things where I don't like to go into theory or terminology or literature when I do videos, because not everyone's interested in that. But I do just want to, like, I'm going to touch base with George a little bit about the whole div within div within div, you know, the pros and cons to that as well. I'll just put some recommendations out there. Dipanshu, you just completed a new website and used all my tricks and it took me only 2.5 days. Wow, Dipanshu. This is what we're talking about, right? Methodology. How can you be more efficient? How is it that I turned around 3 directory websites in 6 days? In 6 days, I got 3 directory websites turned around. One of them only took a day. Shocking as it sounds, one only took a day. Because you have methodology, you have a way of doing things. You know, build, response check, build, response check. And if you get your page speed optimization good at the start, it's not a headache as you go through the website. You're on top of it. Your mobile, you know, it's all, you're going to the finishing line. What you're not doing is going round like a relay, build the website, now make it mobile responsive, now look at the page speed, now fix what's broken. You're doing it in one run. When you do it in one run, you get to the end quicker. Cheers, Sergio. You have a great day as well. You never know, Sergio. I might do that with bricks one day. Maybe I'll do a live webinar. Yeah, by the way, Maddie, did you email me? I haven't checked I'm just looking at my emails now, Maddie. Don't forget to email me, Maddie, okay? Okay, everyone, I am now going to say goodbye to everyone. Bye to John, Nick, Maddie, Sergio. Well, Sergio's already gone. Jimmy, everyone out there, Anne, Eddie, Dipanshu, Soren, anyone else that is still hanging around, loitering around. If you're watching and you're not commenting, it's because you're not subscribed, so make sure you're subscribed. Okay, I'm going to take care. I'm going to say, don't forget, we are live tomorrow, the webinar, LinkedIn, how to attract and get high-ticket clients. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, stay safe. Bye.